Yes, sir. You saw that. You see the title on the screen. How you doing, Facebook? This is a special episode of the Strong Marriage Live podcast, and we want to welcome you. And as I said, you can see the title on the screen. We're talking about keeping it hot and holy, navigating sex and marriage during this holiday season. So today is an episode that you do not want to miss. So you have a chance right now to, uh, tag a friend, share this, send this to someone who needs to know, some details about the STX. Here on the podcast, we call it Segue. We're talking all about Segue today,
Oh
okay?
my goodness. Yes, yes.
Welcome to the Strong Marriage Live podcast. We are so glad to have you today. And as I said, it's a very special episode because I'm with my girl.
Yes.
But first of all, let me tell you, if you're new to the podcast, I am Coach Tanisha Collins. I am an author, a speaker, and a marriage coach. And I have been happily married for over 3 decades. And I'm here to help you have a happy marriage too. So the holidays are here, and it's the perfect time to deepen your connection with your spouse. You're not married, that's cool. You need to get here right now. You need to stay right here and listen so that you'll have the tools before you get married. Are you dating? Yes, you should be dating with a purpose. If you are engaged, you are definitely in the right place. I like to say that our messages are kind of like, not kind of like, but will accompany your premarital counseling. So, yes, in this very special episode of the Strong Marriage Live podcast, I'm joined by a sexy certified sexologist to talk about how to keep it hot and holy during the holidays. So we're going to dive into some practical tips to maintain intimacy amidst all this busyness. You know how we get during the holidays. We got to go to the grocery store. We're fixing all this food. We're having company over. We're managing these schedules. It gets really busy, and it's very easy to forget the reason for the season. So we're going to talk about balancing that physical passion with spiritual connection. We're going to talk about, ideas to create a meaningful time, meaningful moments that bring you and your partner closer. Plus, Sis and I love to have some Q&A, okay?
Yes.
So Q&A is where it goes down. So don't be afraid to ask a question. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. And if you're like, you know what, I can't put my business out there, that's fine. Email me. Email me at Mrs. Tanisha Collins at gmail.com, and I will answer your question and send it back to you. So there is no excuse for you not to have your questions answered today. Okay. We're here because we don't want you to let this holiday hustle dim the spark in your marriage. We are two sisters who are like, hey, we're going to keep the fire burning. So
Yes.
tune in to discover ways to keep that fire burning while honoring God's design for intimacy. Yes, I said God's design. So my special guest is no stranger to the podcast. Like I said, it's my sister girl, and she and I have a similar calling and a great friendship. She's a pastor's wife. Hallelujah. She is the CEO of Intimate Connections. You need to know about this business. And as I said before, a certified sexologist. You better know what that is.
That's right.
Her and her wonderful husband, Pastor Carl McKnight, they have a book. Ooh, let me tell you about their book. It
Yes.
is called The Ultimate Guide for a Hot, Spicy, Sexy Marriage and Christian
Yes.
Beauty too. Honey, let me tell you, this book is flying off the proverbial shelves, and we encourage you today to get you a copy. Get your copy. Christmas is coming up. It's a great stocking stuffer, especially for your partner. All right.
Yes.
So once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Mavis.
Yes, of course.
We want to just, allow you to share what you have with the viewers. Tell us, what's on your heart. Give us some practical tips to maintain intimacy amidst the busyness. And help us to create meaningful moments. That's the phrase I want to stick with our viewers. Meaningful moments this holiday. So I'll chime in time to time, but
Okay.
I want to hear what you got to say, and we'll get to some questions at the end.
All right. All right. Sounds good. And you know what? I love that phrase, meaningful moments, because life, like your sex life, is all about meaningful moments. So
Yes.
a lot about meaningful moments. So first, I want to say thank you, Miss Tanisha, my tour mate, for inviting me to be a guest on the Strong Marriage podcast. I am always honored to connect with you. Always honored to share space with you, and always honored to serve the people that God put me and you here to serve. And as you mentioned, I am a pastor's wife and a certified sexologist, and I have been working with women for almost a decade and a half.
Wow.
Now, yeah, March 2025 is going to be 15 years that
Wow.
since God called me to this particular purpose of helping Christian wives to enjoy the gift of sex in their marriage, and to like get it to pop off in your
Yes.
bedroom
Yes. Fireworks,
without,
baby.
yeah, exactly, fireworks, without any shame, without any guilt, or
Mhm.
without any embarrassment, because that's the thing that causes a lot of us women to kind of back up, to try to have
Mhm.
the wall up, to kind of have the wall up, and to not be able to really get engaged in their sexual relationship with their husband, which, like you said, is a gift from God.
Yes.
Absolutely a gift from God. And I also want to say that I love what I do. I absolutely love this area that God called me to. And I also am very grateful to God for trusting me with this personal and private and sensitive area of people's lives. That's such a big deal to me, the trust that God has in me for this. And that's why I want to make sure that, when I serve people, that I'm giving them the correct information, accurate information, encouraging information, whatever insight, that I have for them, or that God may give to me for it, whether it's individuals, whether it's couples, whether it's on a podcast like this. That's why I want to make sure that all of that is something that people can actually stand on and trust in.
Yes.
So, yeah, so that's one thing that I really wanted to get out there. Now, the other thing I want to say first also is, we, although we work in the same industry, we are in different arenas.
Mhm.
And I like to use the sports analogy, because I'm a sports fan. So I like to use that analogy, like, you have the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, they're all in the same industry, but each team, they play it in their own arena. And it's like you and I are the same way. You focus on long-term marriage and starting off in your sexual relationship, struggling, but then working your way through the success of your sexual relationship and your marriage. And me, the arena that I'm in focuses a lot on female sexual pleasure, and a woman understanding herself as a sexual woman, and her sexuality, and her potential for sexual pleasure, and building her sexual confidence, and then taking that into her marriage and her sexual relationship with her husband, so it can pop off like on the real.
Pop it
So
off.
yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. So people can understand that we are definitely in the same industry, but we do focus on different things, even though our bottom line is marriage and the sex inside of your marriage, and making that just the most beautiful thing that God designed it to be.
Yes.
Now, as far as things that we can do, or that you can do to make your to make your holiday sex sparkle versus your regular day sex, regular life sex, there are five different keys that I do want to share. And you mentioned one first when you talk about the stress
Mhm.
and everything that we have going on in our daily lives. You know, like you said, you got to do the work thing, you got to do the career thing, you got to come home and clean, you got to do your parenting if you have young kids. And when you take the time for, your sexy times, as one of my clients said, it could be kind of like routine and rushed.
Mhm.
Seriously. And one of the things that's so important for women to be able to enjoy their sexual experiences is they absolutely cannot be rushed. So quickies work sometimes, yes they do, but I'm an advocate for like the romance, the long haul, and the both of us getting satisfied versus you getting your little rocks off, or whatever whatever you want to call it. But the stresses of everyday life, regular life, is something that absolutely gets in the way. But when we get into the holidays, and even when we're doing a little shopping, and trying to cook for people, have celebrations, and all of that, we
Mhm.
still need to take time, during the holidays, take time to relax, set some time aside, and relax from all of that pressure. And of course, when you're able to relax, then you're able to connect deeper, and then your pleasure is 10 times, or maybe 20 times, or maybe 100 times better than it is in your regular life sex. So that's one. Two, your environment, and then the newness, or novelty, or newness. um so of course, in your regular life, what happens is you usually do the thing in the bedroom, and you do you do your little same little sex scripts, or your
Little flame.
yeah, you know how I go. He rubs this,
Uh-huh.
I touch that,
Uh-huh.
we turn over and start to do the thing.
Right.
Just like the same predictable stuff
Right.
during the holidays. And to me, this is really all about taking the time out to to create these holiday sparks,
Mhm.
period. And you can just even use the holidays as your motivation
Mhm.
to create these special sparks. So what you could do, when you're in the same old scenery doing the same old stuff, you can kind of change the scenery. If you do not have like funds to go somewhere, like to a hotel, you can go to the beach. Ooh, never been there.
Right.
Or you can go to the park. You can go to a parking stall somewhere.
Oh my.
And all these things we've tried, let me just say. But anyway, and it
Okay.
really, it really does make a difference. I'm telling you, it really does. And so you can do that, or you can just kind of create that type of environment right within your space at home. You could do that in your bedroom. If you don't have young kids, or you can get the kids away for a time, you can go to a different room in your house. Maybe the living room, set it up like a little beach thing with your big beach tile and your balls and whatever. So a little bit of wine, or whatever, however you want to do that. But you can definitely create that environment, so you kind of heighten your intimacy and your excitement. So
Okay.
that's the second one. The third one, you, you get okay. So the third one is what you wear, and
Ooh.
then yeah, then like the atmosphere. So of course, when you're in your everyday regular sex life, you might have on your little gowns or your sweats or your t-shirt because it's regular life and you're into a routine. And all of this can be like uninspiring, seriously. But what you can do to spark that holiday sex is you can purchase you some cute lingerie. I know a lot of men. I'm not gonna say a lot of men because I really don't know. Some men, I'll say, the lingerie is only just something to look at for about 5 seconds, and then they want you out of that lingerie. But you can control the environment if you want to, keep want him to look at you in your lingerie a little bit longer. You can even do a little sexy dance for him. And
Okay.
you're in your cute lingerie, yeah. Find a little song beforehand, that you could do your little movements in, and practice it a little bit. that that'll be fun, like on its own. So you
Mhm.
can do that with your lingerie. I mean, it depending on how you feel, how creative you want to be. You could create an exotic atmosphere, like candlelit dinners, or like I said before, create that whole beachy thing. But it's really up to you and your creativity, and that it enhances the whole sensuality of the atmosphere. So,
Nice.
number four, playfulness and experimentation. So, of course, your regular life sex, you be doing the same old stuff, same patterns. You don't even get experimental no more. You just want to lay in the bed, let's get this over with, and then move on because of the regular life. And that's fine. We all know we have to deal with that. But if you want to spark it up for the holidays, you can like encourage either your husband or you to try some new sex positions.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can do
Okay.
the role play. You can go outside somewhere.
Ooh.
Any of those. Now, if you try a new position, because women are generally shy sexually,
Mhm.
you can, if you're used to doing it in the missionary position, and everybody know the missionary position, well, I'm not gonna say everybody knows, the missionary position is the woman on the bottom, man on top. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to try a new position, you can flip that script, and the woman can be on top in her cowgirl position, and the husband can be on the bottom. Now, if you have um, a little bit of fear or shyness, or you're too timid to try this position, you can just kind of ease into it. You could just slide sideways on your husband's chest. Okay. With your bottom still, the bottom part of your body still on the bed, but you're still on top and he's on the bottom. That's still that
Mhm.
same position. And then
Mhm.
you could, start kissing him, you know, placing kisses around his eyes, his nose, his cheeks, his forehead, all of that, like gentle kisses, of course. And then just kind of get into the groove of what you're doing, and
Mhm.
don't think so much about, what he might be thinking, or how you might look, or, how the kisses might be feeling to him. Just stay within your own desire to do something different and to spice it up a little bit. And then, once you kind of get comfortable with that, then, you can move to your next step, where you straddle him and you are actually on top. But, if you don't want to sit up, because, we have issues with our body. Yes, we know, and our bodies ain't perfect, but that's when that lingerie comes in in
Right, right,
handy.
right. Mhm. Mhm.
So, you can just straddle your husband, and then lay your chest down on his chest and kiss him that way. So he doesn't have like a direct view of you, if that's an issue for you, or if you're shy. And then once you kind of work the whole laying your chest on your husband's and kissing him, then when you guys can start getting into that groove, then you can sit up. You can learn to Ride your husband in a way that feels sensual and pleasurable to you more
Right.
than you worrying about him and his rhythm. You can create your own rhythm and don't worry about his rhythm. He can just match your rhythm.
He will
So
match.
yeah, and it's just important for you to create your own rhythm, to do what you're doing, stay within, the desire of what you want and the feeling that you're getting at the time versus, oh my goodness, he looking at me and I can't do this. We got to keep that out of our mind, or we'll never be able to build our confidence and really enjoy our sexual pleasure. So that's what you can do, and that boosts playfulness and excitement when you do it like that, and all this different stuff. Yeah, it definitely boosts excitement. And then the last one is connection and intimacy. And one of the things about women is we like to feel emotionally connected,
Mhm.
as deeply as possible with our husbands before we even jump in the sack with them.
Right.
And a lot of times we won't be able to do that because we have all this other stuff going on in our regular life sex. But then when you set some time aside in your holiday sparking sex, you can just slow it down, take the time to connect with each other, because you can connect outside of the bedroom, but sometimes that's not how it works, how the
Mhm.
process will go for you. If you can connect outside of the bedroom first, that's absolutely beautiful. But if you cannot start your connection until you get inside of the bedroom, then that's where, you both take the time to explore each other, or to give each other kisses, or massage each other, depending on what it is that you like to do. And
Right.
that's when you start making that emotional connection. And then that kind of enhances your intimacy, of course, and you guys can create all these romantic moments. And you want to make sure that you set that time aside, like I shared before, so you won't have any distractions, or as little distractions as possible. So those are my 5 key differences and my 5 tips for you to spark up your holiday sex versus your regular life sex.
I love it. I love it. Um, you know, help it, that those 5 tips are a huge key in not only creating those memorable moments, but making that moment, your intimate moment, extra special.
Yes.
When you were talking about the experimentation, that is, to me, it's kind of wrapped up with the playfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
yes, playfulness and experimentation go hand in hand. And if
Mm-hmm.
you shift your mindset
Mm-hmm.
to think about, um, maybe not so focused on we're going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but that you want this new experience to be playful and to be an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shift your mind to that, then you are more comfortable in doing something different and just saying, let's try this. How
Mm-hmm.
about this? Ask the questions. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole exercise should be, you can make it a game.
Yeah.
Let's call it the question game.
That's good.
And you can go in with your lingerie, or you can go in the nude. Maybe you start off with you're playing cards. Maybe you're playing Uno and it's strip Uno.
That's right. That's good.
Playful and experimentation. And then okay, if I if I win the game, I'm a kiss here.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if you win the game, you tell me what you want me to touch or kiss or whatever. But be
Yes.
playful and be
Mm-hmm.
experimentative, so that you create a different memory. You create something that's special between you and your partner. And we're talking to the married people at this point, because here on the Strong Marriage Live podcast, um, We're coming from a biblical foundation. So
Mhm.
if you're listening and you're not married yet, just put this little pin in the back of your head so that you
Mhm.
know that you have some little things up your sleeve uh,
Yeah,
on the honeymoon.
that's
Um,
right.
for the married couples, though, we want to encourage you to to play some games.
Mhm.
I have on the screen her 5 tips. Relax. One way to relax and get rid of the stress is to come up with some wonderful little sex games. You can purchase
And
some, you can make your own. And, you just want to create the memorable moments and
absolutely.
just shifting your mind just to think about it, in a playful manner. This is not serious business. Um,
Right, right.
it's enjoyable business.
I
It's
love that.
something that you should really get involved in. We've got a viewer who says we need play. Okay, yes,
That's
yes,
right.
sir. He is right. So the men are speaking. They like the playfulness. They want
Mhm.
the playfulness, and you know what? That's exciting. That's sensual. That's very sexy. And so
Yeah,
we
it
want
is
to encourage
absolutely.
you to do that. So, this is the time for you to, drop those questions in the comment section and let us know, what you like us to, answer for you. This is the time that you can learn the most.
Mhm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yes. So the first question that I'm excited to ask
That's right.
is for the married ladies who are, because as when you first get married, and I'm not gonna say when you first get married, in your 20s and 30s, for men, their sex drive is high. Of course, their physical need for sex is always evident in life. It may not be top need, but it's always either one or two.
Mhm.
That's just fact for men, ladies. Um, Now, for us, it's more of security and affection, and those fluctuate between 1 and 2 for women generally. But when we fast forward to 40s and 50s, it seems as
Mhm.
if the ladies' sex drive surpasses the men. And there's an imbalance there. So you have an imbalance when in the 20s and 30s, he's chasing you and you're kind of running away sometimes. And we teach wives, both, Mavis and I, we say, wives, you gotta change your mindset to be ready when he's ready. You've got to,
Mhm.
meet the need or whatever. Okay, so now for folks in our ages, 50s and 60s, when
Mhm.
our sex drive is going through the roof and he's slowing down, we need to teach the men. We need to teach the men. Okay, now you get yourself together so that you are ready when she's ready.
Mhm.
So I have a um, a social media post that I'm posting, and it's the John Legend song saying, "Give me the green light. I'm ready to
Ready
go
to
right
try.
now." And it's like me at noon.
Mhm.
I'll be at midnight. I'm just like,
Yep.
the schedule has got to work together. It's the
Yeah.
schedule has got to work together, and the drive has got to work together. So I said all that to ask, what do the women 50s and 60s whose sex drive, or they don't have to be 50 and 60, their sex drive
Mhm.
could be higher or more pronounced than their husbands. And when we get the soft no, how are we to handle that so that there's no resentment, bitterness, and frustration?
Okay. I spoke. I was on a panel at this event a couple of years ago, and one of the men on the panel asked me, and then I'll answer the question, but I just have to say this. He asked me, my wife, she done started, with all this want sex all the time stuff, and I ain't feeling all that. What am I supposed to do? This is the guy. And as a matter of fact, it was two guys that had this question, and I said to man up, because when when you was on your high,
Yes.
she womaned up for you. So it's time for you, when she's on her high, to woman up, to man up for her. Bottom
Yes.
line, bottom line. Now, I just had to say that. So, bros, you are not off the hook. But as far as the women, I, like you said, I know we feel when we get the no, it's like we feel rejected and don't want to ask no more, but we have this need. So yes, we are going to get, just depending on where we are in this need, where we are at whatever time of the month, where our stress level is or whatever, we're going to react or respond to the soft no. So I want every woman to know, because we're human, we're going to react in a not so nice way to the soft no at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to feel bad about reacting to the soft no, because there's always going to be another opportunity for you to respond to the soft no. Okay, so however you react, if that's your normal reaction and it's not disrespectful to your
Right.
husband, okay, but responding to the soft no, it doesn't necessarily have to have a conversation, but you really should point out to him
Mm.
that you have this need, or even, can you feel my need? I want you to be able to feel my need and my desire for you sexually. And I
Yes.
know every man wants to be desired, but sometimes they're too tired. The stress of life has gotten with them, and they just kind of gotten hold to them, and they just really kind of don't want to do whatever. But me personally, I'm gonna let you know that I have this need,
Mm-hmm.
and that I have this expectation of you, or this requirement of
Mm-hmm.
you, because when you have a need, I take care of your need. So it's only fair. I'm just going to say the word fair. It's only fair for you to reciprocate and take care of my need. So it really is the guy, not so much how we have to react to it, because it's the husbands, because they have to get in their mind, and that's a conversation you could have with them, get in their mind, or get some understanding or knowledge or whatever, that this is where we are right now.
Right.
This is where you were when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I reciprocated during that time, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how I desire for you to reciprocate at this time.
Oh, that's good.
Period. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, because our sex drives take flight at different times. They're
Yeah.
young when theirs is, they humping on everything in life, and they just ready to have sex every single day, and they like expect us to do that thing. Some of
Mm-hmm.
us do it, some of us don't. It just depends on your relationship. But then when the tables are turned, it's like, yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
giving you what you wanted and needed. So I think it's time for you to do the same here.
My turn.
My turn.
My turn.
It
Yeah.
ain't that I'm counting or nothing, but be fair about this thing.
You have to be fair about it. It
Yeah,
I think a better way to say it is it's a mutual responsibility.
I love
Uh,
that.
we joke around there's this phrase, I think it's from a movie, it's my duty to please that booty. Yes, it actually
Uh-huh.
is. It actually is. Now,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a chore for this. This is a wonderful, pleasurable, exciting duty. but it is our responsibility that the word of God says we're not to defraud one another. So it's still all back to, all back to Jesus. The word says not to defraud one another. So we have to come up with solutions so that we don't. Now, we know that 100% of the time that is not going to happen.
Right.
But
Exactly.
you should make it your goal. Both a husband and a wife should make it their
Absolutely.
goal that when my spouse asks or initiates, I'm here for the party.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, I'm
really good. That's good, Tanisha. And I love the mutual responsibility. That is the
Mhm.
perfect
Yeah,
term for that. That
yeah.
that's the nice term. Mutual responsibility.
Mutual responsibility.
Some of us a little bit more candid than others and a little more direct and straightforward, but I love that. Mutual responsibility, because that softens the approach, and that should soften his heart, so
Right.
he'll know that, oh yeah, this is for the pleasure of both of us. And
Yes.
and the husband really should get into the mindset, like we always have to get into the mindset of that
Yes.
this is pleasure for both of us. This is
Right.
a mutual responsibility, like you said, and we
Mhm.
we don't want to rob each other of that thing. When it's your
We do
turn and when it's my turn, we both need to get ours, and that's just all it is to it.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. We need to get ours. Is what we need to do.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I want to throw this out here really quick, and I know we have like hit the time. But we're talking about the holidays, and the holidays, I hope for everyone listening, is a very special time. It should be. It's meant to be. And we're talking about making memorable moments for this holiday season. I also want to point out that there are sexless marriages, and we want to say that it doesn't have to be. So, what is a sexless marriage? People are like, what is that? Either it's a husband and a wife who are not having sex at all up to like 10 times a year. Now, we have 52 weeks in the year,
Yes, we do.
52. And even if you look at it like this, if you say every week we're gonna have our special time, our special love time, that means 52 times in a year it was special. Is that really special? Is that really special? 52 times a year.
Mm, mm.
If you have if you say, okay, I'm gonna have sex twice a week, every week, what is that? 52. Let's get the calculator out. We
Times
got
two,
52
that's
weeks
104.
and 104. So you had 104 out of 365 days. That's 28%. Okay, this is the accountant in me coming out. That's 28. That's a failing grade. That's a failing grade.
Failing grade. Oh my goodness, a failing
Failing
grade. Oh Lord.
grade. If you,
I love that. Seriously.
I mean, you really have to. I mean, I want everybody, every husband, every wife to think about this. How many times, there's 365 days in a year. How many times am I having love time with my spouse, whom I said I love? How many times are we coming together as one? And the Bible says, I mean, the most famous marriage scriptures are about the two shall become one. So think about how many times you are engaging. Think about the times that you are engaging. Are they memorable? And if they're not, that could be a reason why you're in a sexless marriage. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to encourage everyone, memorable moments.
Love
If
it.
you are using the tips that Coach Mavis gave us, let me put them back on the screen here. Relax, get rid of the stress.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get rid of the stress? Just stop everything. Say, you know what, babe? I'm stressed. That's a perfect reason to have sex, actually.
It is.
Use this stress. I mean, this is like, so if you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm stressed, that's a clue. Oh, we should initiate. Avengers Assemble. Let's get it. Let's come in that bedroom and get it
Simple.
done. Number
My
2,
goodness.
change it up. If you are always in the bedroom, did you know that you can go to Amazon and order these waterproof sheets that you can put on your bed, or
Mm.
they have like you don't even have, they're not sheets, but they're kind of like blankets. So you can throw that waterproof, soft, silky feeling blanket on your beautiful couch and make that living room extra special place, and your couch
Man.
won't get messed up. Did you also know that you can go on Amazon and order SEX furniture? Yes. There's
Yes. Oh my
furniture to
goodness.
help you to get in the perfect position.
Yes.
So that's memorable. Honey, let's go on Amazon together. Let's date night. That's an
Mhm.
awesome date night. You were sitting at the computer, you're on Amazon, you're looking for that, or you happen to go to your local, I don't know what you call them,
Romance
shops,
store. Because I was gonna,
romance stores.
yeah, I was gonna mention that as a date night also. Take a trip to the romance store
Yes.
and look around, see what
Look
stirs
around.
you. Yeah, see
Right.
what stirs you. And
Right.
you guys can pick stuff together. I know it might be a
Mhm.
little bit embarrassing because that's a fact. Might be a little bit embarrassing for your first time, but it is absolutely a date night you should try. Going to the
Yes.
romance store and looking around and purchasing something that if you find something, but going with an open mind. Don't go in all, religious because
Right.
you'll never, yeah, you'll
Yes.
never
Because we don't do
move past that.
religion, we do Jesus. Yes.
Yep, yep, and it's not a sin. So just
It's
wanted to put
not
that
a
in there. Uh,
sin.
okay, go ahead, Tanisha. Sorry.
Number 3 was level up your attire and your atmosphere. So that goes along with, number 2, changing it up. Atmosphere is also, what are what is your energy saying? Are you saying
Hmm.
I'm ready, I'm inviting, can your spouse feel that you are ready, that it's time? Or are you like, come on over and get it? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants come
Nobody.
on over and get it. But
Yep.
level up your attire, get some lingerie. It is not a sin for you to be hot and
Yep. And
sexy
sexy.
for your spouse. Okay.
Absolutely.
Number
Absolutely.
4,
And let,
playfulness,
let me say real
experimentation.
quick, real quick, I just want to say that I did, I think, a video that asked, what would your ceiling fan, your bedroom ceiling fan, say about your sex life? Would it say you dead, dry, and drab, or would it say you all full on into your sexuality and into your sex life?
Right, right. What do you want to say for your sex life? You want it to be memorable.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes,
So you have
beautiful.
to make it memorable. Be playful and experiment. Have experiment date night. Tonight for
Hmm.
our date, everybody's gone. We got candles around the room. We got soft music playing, and we're just going to experiment. I got some lubricants. I've got some toys. I've got some, and it can be some what I call bland experimentation. I'm going to kiss
Hmm.
here. I'm going to lick there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Or it can be some exciting experimentation. I've got lubricants and massage oils and I was going to say whips and chains. I'm sorry. No, I didn't get. I mean, if you like, I mean,
I mean, you can, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
some
I
people
mean,
like that.
you might. I don't know, but
Yeah,
experiment, do something different because that's definitely going to be memorable. And guess what? If you don't like it, you have something to laugh about. It's still an
yeah,
intimate moment.
yep.
So
Oh, yeah. We've had plenty of those. Trust.
when
Just
you're
have
like,
to
oh,
laugh at it because it didn't
that
work
ain't
out.
work.
Exactly. Exactly. But remember to laugh at it. Don't get
Right.
all stuck up and serious about it.
Don't
That
get
that don't work.
yes.
That don't help nothing.
You laugh at it and that's you and your spouse's little inside joke. Remember that
Hmm.
time we tried to do this one position and our bones
Yep.
cracked? Stuff like that. It's funny, but it's something between you two that you can share.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
number 5, connect intimately. So you definitely want to have intimate moments to make memorable moments. Thank you
Hmm.
so much, Coach Mavis, for joining me.
Thank
I've
you
had
for having me.
fun, as we
Yes.
always do.
Yes, we do.
And we have
Thank
to
you.
have you back again soon. But tell us what's happening in January.
Okay, so what's happening in January? I have partnered up with a young lady, and we are presenting it's called an internal fitness boot camp. It's a 3-day virtual event where we're going to cover topics on self love, on dating, which is her expertise, and on marriage and sex, which is my expertise. And by the way, Miss Tanisha Collins will be one of our guest speakers on the Sex and Marriage Day. So we're presenting that January 9th through the 11th. It's going to be a virtual event. So the great thing about virtual events is that you can join from your own home, the privacy and comfort of your own home. You don't have to get up and get dressed and you go anywhere. You stay right there where you are, and then you can get all of this amazing information to be able to apply immediately, and then information to apply long term. So I want to invite every every woman that's listening to this podcast. I want you to think about signing up. I'm gonna send Tanisha the flyer, which has the QR code for you to be able to sign up and register. So I'm inviting you to do that, because we do have some amazing information that we are going to share with you that's going to help you with your personal self, with your dating, Christian dating, and also sex and marriage for Christians. So, and as a matter of fact, even if you're not a Christian, you're definitely invited, because to me, the information is the important thing. So that'll be going on January 9 through 11, 2025. In case I said 2024, 2025. So we'll have some more information and more details coming up.
Awesome. So we want to thank you all again. Thank you for joining us. If you still have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and we will get back to you. So go create some memorable moments.
That's
Love you
right.
guys.
Love
Bye,
you.
Mavis. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.